welcome everyone. It's nice to see everybody here today. Thank you for coming this afternoon. Today I'd like to speak from, I don't want to have my back to you, creative communication strategies for multi-generational students. I'm seeing students across the board in all of my classes online, right from 18 up and through 60. So it's pretty interesting to try and find ways to engage them. But before we can actually jump in and find those creative strategies, we kind of need to take a look at what they do and who they are and what they like and how they operate. And Dr. Nouri, I loved what you had to say about the ones who jumped in early and the success factor, because I see that all the time. I'm continually working with, I teach courses across the board at multiple universities. And I see students like in the first course, student success coming in, which I love to teach, who just have no idea what to do, but with the analytics built in, we can see all the reporting behind the scenes. The publishers have absolutely capitalized on that too. And they know when students are going through here and here and here, they miss stuff, they get thrown back in again through the cycle to learn. So it really does drive education. I'm fascinated by your research. Okay, so in terms of our mixed classrooms, we've got some things going on here online. With the older students, they're committed, they're driven, they're experienced, they're nervous. You know, I haven't taken any quotes from them about their nervous factors, but coming back to school, maybe they haven't been to school in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, taking a program online, so they're anxious. They're not so particularly tech savvy as the younger students are, but the younger students don't have the experience. So there's this mishmash, and the courses I teach, I could have anywhere from 20 to 40 students in one course. Thank goodness. The first course, I've got a max of maybe 25 students, so I can really give them a lot of personalized attention. But we're dealing with these mixed classrooms all the time. I have returning students who are maybe from the military and want to pursue a civilian career, or someone even midstream in career who wants a promotion. They need to earn that bachelor's degree or master's degree for the promotion. So there's really a huge mix and gaps in the student body. The younger students, and even some of the older students, are not readers. The only thing worse than reading is writing. They don't want to read, they don't want to write. It's like, and you're taking classes online. What do you think you're going to do? Is everything going to get through via osmosis? No. And what's even worse, I have to teach them how to do college-level writing, that it's not, you know, that they're not texting, that they're making full concrete sentences in paragraphs and what it is they're doing. So, you know, those of us who teach online, I'm sure there was a lot of laughter out there. How many experience that? Can't write. Master students can't write. No clue. And I tell them to at least use the free version of Grammarly, at least, which I never thought I would ever have to tell somebody to do that. I do. They want constant and immediate feedback. I submitted the test. I can show you one on my phone now, I'm sure. I submitted the test, but there's no grade. Yeah, that's right, because you had to answer 5 essays and I need time to grade it, and you did it last night at 11:57. The deadline was midnight. Give me a break, you know? So they want that immediate feedback. If I had designed the test, believe me, it would have been all multiple choice, worth 10% of the grade. Just give them a test each week to keep them in the game and make sure they're reading. And God forbid, if they miss a question, I would let them retake the test. I'm teaching a course now. The students have one pass at taking the exam. You cannot imagine that. No. It's a quiz each week, 8 weeks, a midterm, a final exam. You cannot imagine all of the calls, all of the emails I get. Oh, I got in there, I made a mistake. I thought I could retake it. How many times I've reposted, resent them the information. But of course, they're not checking their school email. They don't bother to forward that email to their personal email account. They're not looking at the announcements. So I've got all these challenges. Okay, this time I'll reset it for you. I hit the reset button. Now, had I structured in terms of the curriculum, the design of the course, I would let them take that quiz 50 times because it means they need to go back to the book, open up the book. They need to read to find the answer. Isn't that the point? I want to stimulate learning. I don't want them to be penalized because, okay, they got a 70%. I would much rather drive the learning and force them to go open. Oh my God, it might not be paper, it might just be an ebook, but still I want to force them to go back to the book to learn the content that I feel is important for them to learn. They want or maybe I should put need. They need directness over subtlety. There's no time, no room for subtlety online. We need to be crystal clear in terms of what the expectations are. You know, you can't be wishy-washy. They're tech-savvy, but still they want personal attention. They're tech-savvy right here. You know, and I always use this example. Hey, there's a party, St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, right? Everybody? I need some green suede shoes, 5-inch heels, size, well, I won't tell you, I have big feet. Okay, 10 wide. I could tell my students that. They could have a pair shipped to my house before I get home from this conference. However, if I said, okay, I want you to do some research on comparing to management styles. Well, how do I do that? Where do I go? They have no idea. Oh, by the way, did I say it's in the library? They need to be, God forbid, library resources in EBSCO, full-text journals. Hello, it's click, click. You know, leadership or research or management styles, click, click. It's there in front of them. It's not going to the library, going to the card catalog, climbing up in the stacks to find the actual books and primary sources. You know, seriously now, EBSCO, full-text journals. But again, the green suede shoes, there's probably a box waiting at my house if somebody's listening, okay? They're always in a hurry with everything, and procrastinators, mastery in procrastination. I should have taken screenshots of all the emails I received last night, all the excuses. I need to develop a bot that's an AI bot to deal with all of the excuses, to give them a special assignment late at gmail.com, and when or somehow to access the bot and then to have the dialogue with the bot and then have the result post into like a Google Doc somewhere for me to keep a record, because it's a lot of wasted time. And I'm not that smart. I can't determine, did her roof really crash in and was she hospitalized with pneumonia and then the roof landed on her laptop and that's why the assignment is late. I mean, and it's true. This is a true excuse this week. I never saw such a fantastic excuse. But you know what? Who am I to say? Maybe, God forbid, maybe it happened. Don't know. Have no idea. So, have to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, Jennifer, it's okay. You relax. You work with your advisor. Get to a school library somewhere. Try and get that work in. Let me know how I can help you. What else can we do? We want to help them to learn. They do want to learn. That's why they're there. But, the excuses. Their expectations. They want a solid knowledge base, but everything needs to be grounded in the real world. Everything I do, everything I've always done in the way of teaching is to take whatever that content is, however it's remote from the real world, and put the strings and not the strings on both ends, and again, be real direct and real obvious to all the students. Tie it together, because if it's not grounded in the real world, it's meaningless. It's okay, this week, done, throw that one away. Then next week, done that, throw that one away. If it's not grounded, that learning isn't reinforced. It doesn't it doesn't help us with a firm foundation and with scaffolding and teaching them what comes beyond. They want everything clear and organized. That goes without saying. By trade, I'm an instructional designer, among other things. I'm also a student, though. I'm pursuing, what am I doing? A master's in cybersecurity management, and I am so critical. Oh my God. My poor teachers, they have no idea. I just like shut my mouth. I don't let them know. I mean, certainly I slip from time to time. I swear to God, I know I've signed some of my discussions, blah, 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 Dr. B, okay? Because in my classes that I teach, I do the Dr. B thing, and sometimes it's early in the morning, and I try and remember when I'm the student in my student class, sign my name. I know I've slipped though, and I can't delete it. In that learning management system, can't edit, can't delete, nothing. But as a student, critical of all the design, stuff isn't clear. Not everything is relevant. I mean, I'm here and here and here, but the assignment is there, and none of these things connect. When I build courses, I connect all the dots. When I'm given the curriculum to teach that's online, I make those connections the best I can. Sometimes it's pretty challenging for me. If it's challenging for me, it's definitely challenging for the student. They want to be stimulated, active, and participatory, not necessarily interested in what we're doing. And my next paper has to be about meta-communication. There's this whole, we have all the stuff going on in the class and the social stuff with Connect and all this that all the students are doing, but guess what? That isn't even the tip of the iceberg, okay? There's so much going on underneath, behind the scenes, that all the students are talking about, oh my God, did you do that lab? And did you get to step 47? And we're all grown-ups, but we're all texting each other back and forth. Oh my God, I couldn't do number 47. I spent 2 hours on it. I'm in tears. I don't know what to do. Could you do it? Well, was it an O or was it an I or was it a 1 or what is the code? I don't know what the code is. Do you know if the code is? Yeah, I finally got the code. It was a 0 and it was an I. It was an L. Oh, it wasn't an I. It wasn't an I. And so we're having these conversations all behind the scenes. Teachers have no idea all the conversing that goes on down there behind the scenes. And I'm a pretty good student. I wonder what happens with the students maybe that are bitching and moaning. And I'm not bitching and moaning. I just want to learn. They want to know about the relevance. How does whatever they're studying connect to their career and into the future? Again, it's that real-world learning. In some of these courses, oh, just take it because it's good for you. Get over yourselves. We need to find a way to make it relevant, fix the course, retool it, rebuild it, use case studies, whatever it is to pull it in to make it relevant. That's what our students want today. They want us to be enthusiastic. They want high-touch customer service. They want their advisors to be available. They want their teachers to be available. I tell them. 9 to 9, EST, 7 days. And I give them my cell number. How many calls or texts do you think I get in a week? Anyone? Anyone? All right, more than 20? Okay, so my student body, I teach about 150 students at any one time. More than 20? More than 10? It could be any time during any 1 week. Huh? Throw out a number. How many do you think I get? How many texts? Huh? One or two. It's like the old days of office hours where, you know, some of the institutions, you must have office hours, 2 hours a week, post your office hours on the door in your schedule. I don't know how many students come to the physical office hours anymore. We got rid of the online office hours a long time ago because students don't show up anymore. They want it when they need it, when they got to have it, whatever. So 1 or 2 students text me directly. Some I email, but then I have all the email auto-forwarded because I can't manage all the accounts out there. It blows my mind. And I want to be in touch with them sooner rather than later. So if I log in 8 or 9 in the morning and I'm running all day long and I'm doing other things, 8 or 9 at night, if something pops in and it goes to auto-forwards, I just don't worry about it and I answer them. They want an answer. Strategies. Obviously, we need to understand our learners. We need to have some heart in terms of our learners, some empathy, give them the best we can, understand there are definitely going to be differences, and be creative and flexible. I mean, that's what we're there for. We are paid to do some kind of a job for something. Set the tone, create a nice environment for the students to learn. All my learning right now is online. I think I'm destined to be an online teacher the rest of my life, so I can take care of my husband and my family and get on the plane when I need to see my aging parents and travel when I need to and have the opportunity to come to conferences. I think I'm destined to be in this role. It's a good thing. We need to be rigorous. I don't let them get off the hook. They're going to do well in their writing, and when they plagiarize, I'm holding their feet to the fire. First time around they plagiarize, they get a 1 from me and a little warning. Second time around, I actually had someone plagiarize the second time around. She's now got a 2. She's still got another warning. I think the next time around, I'm just going to write to her advisor and say, listen, Tammy needs to be enrolled in the plagiarism workshop. Tashika was enrolled a few weeks ago. She still didn't understand what plagiarism was in the end. It took her three attempts at the quiz. They had to reset it 3 times for her to earn 100% in the plagiarism workshop because she really didn't understand what plagiarism is. So how confident am I in that training workshop she went through if she had to take the quiz 3 times? Not so confident. Vary the media for students. We've got all kinds of different learning styles out there, despite the fact that, learning styles, some people say, oh, it's a myth, and there's no confirmed research and all this, all the bad-mouthing about learning styles. They're liars. It exists. It really does. So here are all the generations. Not so many in the silent generation in my class. Some boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, or the millennials, and Gen Z. So, there's a mix. There's a mix. Okay. In terms of the brain matters. And I thought this was pretty good. The aging brains, we want repetition. We want interpretation. We want familiar connections to make. We have a harder time getting rid of the distractions. We want to work in silence. It's like the difference between, all right, I'm a Google person. When I go to a page, all I want to see is that little box where it says Google, and I want to type it in. I don't want to see any other stimulation of any type at all. And God forbid if I log into some new browser and there's all this stimulation, oh my God, I just read it on my phone. I'm not going to go there. Somebody was indicted on 16 counts of something or other. It's too much of a distraction. I remember the first time I went to Yahoo, it's like, oh, this is like Disney with all this distraction stuff. No, all I need is that one box to go in, get exactly what I need, and stay on track and stay focused. We're open to taking in more attention, longer attention spans. We can sit, we can actually study, we can take notes, we can write papers, we can work for hours at a time. It must be because of the way we were trained. That's our older brains. Now, some of you have younger brains. You don't all have older brains, But the younger folks, millennials, and they engage more with the rich media. How many of you guys can learn from just like watching a video? You got it down pat, watching a video. You are so lucky. If I watch the video, I have to take notes. I have to print out the notes. I have to study the notes, then I know it. But to just watch it and all the information passes by, well, I'm an instructional designer. I'm looking, why did they use that graphic? And what's up with that font? And what about the color mix there? And why is that moving by so quickly? And how is that graphic relevant to the text on the page? So I'm doing all this evaluation while I'm looking at what's there, and meantime the message is just like going along. So for me it's problematic. But the millennials have an easier time with all the banner ads and all the visual stimulation. They're used to it. They're Yahoo folks. I'm happy. I'm happy that they can handle all that. Harder for me. They want those multi-sensory communications like the interactive sites. They seek that. So the brains of millennials and boomer parents, real different. I'm not going to go through all this. But there's some huge differences. I think I'd like to focus right here, the communication. The maturists or the traditionalists like, letters, the written word. The boomers like the phone. This is Gen X, email and messages. Gen Y, messages, social media. And then Gen Z, handheld devices, phones too. Make it real easy. Oh, you mean I have to turn on my computer to do my homework? Oh, please. No, really, I'm serious. I have to do it on the computer. They just want to do all their homework, all their papers, everything right on the phone. Good luck with that. No, you need to write. Maybe you need to use a computer, not sure. So the communication preferences I thought was really interesting. Print. Look, this is the print line. Of course, the boomers, the traditionalists, we like print. Print is like disappearing. And look at the text. Although who likes text here? You guys use text? Are you into it? You see the value? So hands, show me. You guys use text? Okay. Online videos. I love these numbers too. A quarter of our Gen Zers are using 25%. That's their preference. And it goes down from there. And then the mobile apps. Again, our Gen Z folks all into the mobile apps. And the learning management systems are getting a little better, having good mobile access. In fact, I'll be finding out tonight when I log in at 8 o'clock and teach and take a class at the same time. Why they scheduled me like that, I don't know. Gen X, latchkey kids, where both parents were working. They're scared, but they're tech savvy. They grew up in the corporate world where everybody was downsizing. They saw their parents lose their jobs. Because of this, much more entrepreneurial spirit, much more, I'll spend 2 or 3 years here at this workplace or that workplace and then move on to the next great opportunity. They're not signing up, logging in for, 20 years or 30 years at one company. Good problem solvers, independent, ambitious. This is hard in the online environment or the classroom environment. Did you grade it yet? Is it done? Is my work good? I need to be told my work is good. I mean, they're not going to say that, but that's what they want. They want to be stroked. And they need to keep learning to be marketable. They understand that. So preferences, again, here, I don't need to go deep here. Positive, respectful messages. I would hope we would do that for everyone. Be careful about the words you say. They're not always good about interpreting what's happening. Multimedia, extremely useful. Gen Y, or the millennials, everybody puts them down. I think we really don't understand them, and we need to trust them because as some of us boomers and older boomers get a little older, they're going to be taking care of us. So we want to train them well, make sure they take good care. Somewhat overindulged. Mommy was always around helping them out. They are tech savvy, see the value. And I love this. In my research, I found this. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Over half the millennials would rather lose their sense of smell than their technology. Can you imagine that? Rather lose their sense of smell. Self-confident, ambitious. They want to go in at the top. They want to graduate, with a bachelor's degree from the University of Central Florida. They want that $75,000 for that degree in business. I wish them well. I wish them luck. So millennials and the internet, this is interesting too. The photos on Instagram, I love that. Anybody use Instagram? Pinterest, Snapchat, Facebook? You have time for all that? Okay. I don't have time for it all. I think it's all at LinkedIn. Read 6 email accounts. Teach 8 classes. You only have so much time. And the preferences, texting, hi, instant messaging, hi. I thought this was really relevant between Gen Y and Gen Z and their capacity. Gen Z, lower capacity in terms of the face-to-face social skills. Surprise! Are you? I wouldn't be. Or Gen Z, less comfortable with unstructured situations. Okay, again, it kind of goes back to the social skills a couple more. Harder to focus on work tasks, and yet higher capacity to work online in collaboration. So, you know, when you have to pick your team, who's going to be good at what, you want to tap into what their skills are and fall back on that. If Gen Z is really good at doing the collaboration thing, put a Gen Zer in charge of handling the collaboration. Largest living generation. Imagine, largest living generation, more than 89% acknowledge college education is valuable, thank God. And college is seen as the pathway to a better job. So Gen Z, you know, they've never been in a world without the internet. Do you guys remember the world without the internet? I know. How did we ever deal without Google? We'll just look it up right now. Okay? 95% said they use YouTube, can't live without it. 85% watch at least one online video a week. It's way more than that. 74% spend 2 hours a day on social media. 2 hours a day or more. 2 hours a day. I have a hard time wrapping my head around that. It seems like a lot, but if that's where I won't badmouth it. I won't say, you know, with their imaginary friends, I won't say that. 2 hours a day, it seems like a lot, but when they're in all these different venues with all these different people, that's how it scores. So preferences, they're really great at pulling together all the digital stuff. Communication's really brief. No wonder why when you tell them they have to write a 1,500-word paper, they wrestle with that. So preferences for video, 5 reasons why explains that. They're already online anyway. 8-second attention span, it's like they're right there, they're into it. 2 to 4 hours of video content consumed a day, that's a lot. 10 hours plus of tech use a day. All right, so some of the different tools, here's where I want to go. I want to jump ahead. Some tools to use to work within our classrooms teaching online. Remind is a really good tool, and although it's generally touted as a tool to be used in the K-12 environment, it's really good for online, for the college environment, especially if you're a little bit uncomfortable perhaps with sharing your own cell number. And I actually share my own number. I had Sideline for a while, but I'm like, that's a nuisance. But Remind is good. Vocaroo is a fantastic tool if you don't already have in your learning management system an opportunity to do voice feedback. Vocaroo is just click, talk to do your evaluation of their work, smile, and end on a high note. I've done it for a while. No, really, I still use the sandwich method even with Vocaroo, where I start out good, and maybe the only good thing I can say about their work is, you know, Susie, thank you so much for submitting this week's assignment. That might be where it stops. But at least it's positive and it's energetic and it gets them maybe to listen to the rest. Vocaroo, you can just copy and paste that link. It's fabulous. Jing, I love Jing. I'll have students say, well, I don't know how to find the library in the class. Well, I'll help you, don't worry. I go to do the thing and the thing and the thing and the thing and the mic and do the thing and the thing and the movie, the video out, send the person the link, and it's up in the class. Gee, one of your classmates wasn't sure how to get to the library, so I put this together for all of you, right in the announcements. You know what, don't ask me again because I'll kill you. No, that isn't true, but you know, if a student's calling out for help, I don't know how to use the library, I don't know how to get to the reading, to do the reading for the week. The reading that lives in EBSCO, the online library, full text articles right there. They weren't always that way. We didn't have the full text checkbox. You could maybe find the thing online, it was categorized online, but then you had to go to the library and go to the journal to copy the thing because it wasn't online, not yet. But now it's there, so take advantage. Pablo is really cool. MYO, make your own posters. Really easy, a very cool freebie where you can easily put in a graphic and some text, and it makes for nice visuals, better than just looking at text in an online class. Lumen is pretty neat. in that you could do videos with text and graphics, and it's pretty fluid. So if you have some text, you can pop it in there, and it kind of guesstimates where things are going to fall, and then you can just extend the time for each of the slides and modify the graphics. Quick, and very easy. Google Voice, free second number in any area code. Like if I wanted my Southern New Hampshire students to call me back, maybe I'd come up with maybe I ought to get a Google Voice number in New Hampshire for them, and they would think that was cool. PowerPoint is super easy to do a voiceover. It's click, export it as a movie, put it up on YouTube. Simple, keep it simple. And of course, take advantage of the videos that are out there in terms of YouTube too. Certainly Twitter. I used to use that, and then I got hacked and I stopped using it. I should go back again. Embrace all the learning styles no matter what you do. So I just went through all of these. That's what it looks like. That's how easy. Jing, Pablo, this is rather cool. That's cool. If you want a copy of my presentation, I'll be happy to hand it to you. Hand me your card or write down your email. Things to think about. Formality, discussion, technology. What are your thoughts? We have no time. We're at the end of the presentation. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience.